Welcome back to Yoga Express, your virtual stretch clinic that helps you move the body to still the mind. I'm going to open this episode with an apology. We did start a little late because we all swapped places. So to Josie and Hurd, our director, my apologies. On camera, we have Anne-Marie Arfa. My name is Banu Suresh. To my right, we have Ron Thomas. Ron is a producer here at Manhattan Neighborhood Network with a show called Big Talk. Every Thursday, Ron competes for our studio time.
We share
the studio time. And sometimes people ask you, how come you're in both shows, right?
Oh, why was I not on?
Why were you not on Yoga Express? Ron is by now a very familiar face on Yoga Express, and he's well on his way to being called the Yoga Addict.
Yes.
You love it, right? And I see great improvement in you, Ron, and I'm really happy that you joined today's session because we have such an amazing guest today, Harinam Singh Khalsa, spiritual leader, spiritual teacher, and counselor, and I guess you're a leader too because you're doing something very unusual for us. And to Harinam's left, we have Sarah Torres. Sarah, an up-and-coming author, actress, and model. And Sarah also has a book coming out soon, and you've promised to create hip-hop yoga for us one of these days.
Yes.
We'll have you as a special guest soon, Sarah. Thanks to Stephanie Aline for the studio gobos, the lights, and the sound system right here. Opening music from Sapta Tandavam and body music by Cesar Depara, who's created it just for Yoga Express. If you need to go learn a little more about our shows, go to my website, www.yogaexpress.com, YOGAXPRESS.com. You could also go to MNN.org, Manhattan Neighborhood Network.org. That's where we tape these episodes. Over to you, Harna. The last 3 episodes have been amazing, a great experience, and we can't wait to see the grand finale. What do you have planned for us?
Well, I think you called it the grand finale because it'll be the conclusion of our journey.
For this, yes.
Up series, up the road of the chakras. And again, many of our viewers are kind of new to yoga, so we tried in a very simple way, in a short amount of time, just introduce this whole concept that you've heard these words, and we're trying to make it simple for you. And so again, the 2 things I'm trying to communicate to all the viewers and yourself here is that the important thing about understanding the chakras is that they really represent 2 things for you. One is that they represent different aspects of you as a human being, different qualities of being a human being, and of course to have a very ideal life you want to be strong in all these areas.
Right.
We all have our tendency to be stronger in some than others, and so in this life we want to be very sensitive to where our strengths are, where our weaknesses are. We want to embellish, we want to take advantage of our strengths, and we want to strengthen ourselves where we could use some improvement. And having this inner sense and inner experience of where we're at will help us give attention to those areas. The other thing that knowing about the chakras is helpful, and having a sensitivity is that, and again it gets that to the meaning of Kundalini, is that we understand that there is a great amount of energy we were born with, that it's sitting down normally in its foundational areas, and to really become everything we can as a human being, we want to bring that energy up and actually pierce through all these chakras till we get to the top, and that's what we would call the Sahasrara. And so in our journey we have gone from kind of going through again the steps so we can bring everybody up to speed. The first chakra down in the rectum area has to do with stability, foundation, security, and survival. The second chakra around the sex organs has to do with, predictably, sensuality, sexuality, artisticness, creativity. Then we're going around the navel point. That's the 3rd chakra. Okay, Manipura, and that has to do with self-identity, projection, power, even money, those kind of things. Having an identified ego. having a core,
Right.
self-confidence, those kind of things. That's here. Then we move up to the heart center over here. And the heart center predictably has to do with our ability to give and to receive love and to be open in this way and to have a healthy and rich emotional life. That's from here.
Right.
Right, Anahata. And then we come up to the throat chakra.
Vishuddhi.
Vishuddhi, and Vishuddhi is the throat center. This has to do with our ability to have power over the word
Right.
and to be able to communicate the truth. Then we move up to the sixth chakra, the Ajna, and this chakra has to do with our ability to be functioning at a high level mentally, having control over our mind, having mastery over this, having a high intellect, being able to be at a high level in the world of thoughts. Okay, and be at that high vibrational level. So now our journey is continuing at even a more high vibrational level, a more subtle level. Now we're really separating into a whole nother experience. And again, this isn't necessarily a course in spirituality, as such. We're doing exercise, we're trying to feel better. But I think it's fun to kind of explore this, to kind of give you a sense of actually how limitless this journey can be for you. So when we're talking about the Sahasrara, right?
Sahasrara.
This is the crown center, the 1,000 petal
Yeah.
lotus opening up, and what this really has to do is what we would call self-realization. This has to do with beyond just having a brilliant mind, which is more the sixth chakra. This chakra has to do with us actually knowing, not understanding. It's actually, this has to do with awareness, this has to do with consciousness.
Super consciousness.
Super consciousness as our...
Dandra.
Very good.
He's been reading
This
up.
is a very advanced student here, but it is. This has to do with super consciousness to the extent that you just know, you understand who you are, you understand the meaning of life. It's a very, very large experience of your being. And this really has to do with spiritual fulfillment. Okay, and that's, of course, a very, very large subject. But just to know that in this journey through all these chakras, that the highest vibrational level is the vibrational level where you can experience your soul. And that is why, you know, you practice yoga for the many benefits, but it's always good to understand that the people who originated, who developed this thousands of years ago, they knew that you to get all these benefits, relaxation, good health, physical fitness, but actually their goal in the end was that if you were to practice this, in the end, that you'd actually know who you are.
Liberation of the
And
soul.
that is called, as she said, liberation of the soul is when you actually totally know who you are, why you are here, and you can experience this. So that's the seventh chakra. And in Kundalini Yoga, we don't even have a name for it, but there is actually an experience of an eighth chakra. And the eighth chakra for us is what you would commonly call your aura. So in other words, the seventh chakra is sitting at the crown center at the top of your skull. But we actually experience that you have a radiant body. Okay,
Is that warm feeling you feel from people passing by?
that's the feeling I have from you sitting right next to you. That's exactly it. Yeah, you're right. But actually, it's true. You can feel this thing, and it's about yourself
freaks me out
too.
sometimes.
But the thing is that you want to be in a place where that wouldn't freak you out, where that you would just accept the fact.
I was shaking. I'm always so nervous.
But normally people think that this is me, you know, this is it, this is me. But once you start practicing these things, you have a greater sensitivity to the vibrational quality of who you are. And people do have this. Everybody has it. It's not just flesh and bones.
Personal space doesn't stop here.
Exactly, no, right.
Yeah.
Exactly. People think that personal space stops here, but if you're becoming sensitive, you realize that you do have kind of almost an electromagnetic feel to you, and others as well. That's why, you know, we've all had this experience. You know, you're in a room, and somebody walks in the room, and you go, "I got to get out of here."
Yeah.
They clear, and it's not just you. They clear the room out. Nobody even knows who this person is, what it's like. But you're kind of like feeling their whole vibrational quality. And it's the same thing with yourself, that you sometimes can feel a sense of yourself that's
Did you hear
more
that just
expanded.
yet?
And we would call this your radiant body, and
Some people call it
practicing.
the luminous body. Yeah.
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 And practicing any kind of practice like this,
Right.
you will find that you feel, and the best word for this is you feel expansive. And it is a feeling. It's not an emotional feeling. It's a sensitivity that you feel expansive, that, you know, I'm sitting in this room, but I feel like I'm filling the room. Okay? And sometimes people have very low radiance and they're almost sucking energy. You're around some people and they almost like suck energy from you.
Right. You feel tired just watching.
Just watching them, they actually suck in energy.
You're draining
They're like
me.
they're like a black hole.
I've never done anything.
And haven't done anything. All they do
Aw.
is it's too bad. Well, you know, they have to work on it. But then there's other people that, you know, they walk in a room and they just light a room up. But it's not just their personality. There's just something
That-
radiant in their
right.
quality. And this is what we call your aura. So there's a lot of like, you know, new agey thing around it. And I'm not kind of a new agey kind of person. I'm kind of worldly person. But you do feel it, and it's very real. And so when we practice these things, like I'm going to give you a set today called the set for electromagnetic field. And so actually we can do yogic sets that actually can build your electromagnetic
Wow.
body so that you're radiant, that you can touch people, and that it also gives you, not only are you radiant and shining and touch people, but you become less vulnerable to the negativity of
So
other
it's
people.
protecting you and reaching out.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So we're reaching out to others, but if you can imagine that you have this beautiful shield around you, and people were negative, and things just bounced off of
Bounce
you,
off.
and that's how it is. It bounces off of you.
I have a quick question.
I need to do that 3
Is
times
it
a day.
possible?
3 times a day. I feel like.
Is it possible that our aura may change depending on the day of time?
It
or
could
our
change
mood?
by the
It
second.
can
It's
change?
like it's like an energy field.
Right.
Going,
So we can be different auras at different times.
Well, a good way of knowing it, okay, and I feel this myself because
Right.
I'm sensitive to it, is there is times that I am so in the groove that I actually feel invincible. That there's a sense of protection and joy and brightness that is amazing. And when I'm in that space, things happen that are magical, and I find that I'm very highly impactful to my fellow human being. There's other times that we wake up on the wrong side of the bed and we feel vulnerable.
Right.
The littlest thing that somebody
Bothers
says
us.
bothers, the littlest thing, we go to pieces.
Oh,
Okay,
yes, I've
but,
heard
okay, but that is because a radiant body is kind of collapsing. And it may collapse, that's another discussion for various reasons. But the thing to remember, though, is that we don't just stop here, that we have a presence.
Right.
And I would call it presence. You call it
And to
aura
maintain
presence.
that presence, we go through all these steps.
That's right. Well,
Or maybe to make it grow.
that's right, exactly. So everybody has it, but when you get into this kind of practice, you will find that in addition to getting stronger in your core and opening your heart up and having the power over your word and having the mastery over your mind, yet another tool in your toolbox is that you are able to be radiant in the presence that you are, wherever you are, that you bring radiance. And that this radiance also will be very much of a self-protection.
Wonderful. That's a beautiful
Okay.
explanation. Yes,
Okay.
we're ready.
Okay, so let's do this set, and this would be an example of a set that is principally working on building your electromagnetic field. Okay?
Do you want to know how much?
Yes, I
We do
would.
have about 12.
12 minutes. Okay, let's start something then. And sit up straight and get into this position. So just do what I do. You know, monkey see, monkey do here. Right here. 45 degrees. Bend the wrist back like so. Like that. And again, this breath of fire, very rapidly breathing. Very good. Okay. Keep up and do your best. And we're having much shortened times in these. So I'm cutting down the times. But if we're cutting down on the times, that means you're just putting that much more into it. And if you folks write me in my email that we'll give you later in the class, I will be happy to send you copies of this class with actually the full recommended times, and you can do this at home. Put any music you want in the background, and this is a wonderful set we're going to do here.
Also, if you have workshops, please let them know where they can find you.
Yes, and we'll be giving you, as I said, if you send me your email, I'll send you a copy of the class. I'll put you on my mailing list, and I will mail you whatever workshops I do locally as well. So thank you for saying that. Okay, keep up. 30 seconds. 30 seconds.
Don't give up, Ron.
Don't give up, Ron.
I'm saying that so it'll help me
That's
stay on.
it. That's it. You know, it's funny, but I always like that. This is where your ego really helps, because I remember being in classes, and my teacher would give me these Keller sets,
Well, I mean,
and I didn't want to be the one to put my hands down, and that's where my pride really helped me, because
I needed to suffer with me.
he was not going to break me, and nobody was going to outdo me. So that actually helped me. All right, 10 seconds. Okay, inhale deep. And exhale. Now immediately lower the arms. Come onto your knees. Come onto your knees. Okay. Now one hand. I'm going to put my right hand in front. Right in front. Palm up. Right arm in front. And then left arm and back. Palm up. So I'm creating a straight line. Right out. Left back. Palms up. Breath of fire. Very good. Very, very good. From the navel point. Everybody here is doing a
Supposed to
great.
stand up or sit down?
No.
Sorry.
If you can sit down, but Ron's a good example. If he can't because of his knees, perfectly fine. See, we want to create discomfort. We don't want to create pain.
My train is slowing down.
There it is. But we gotta put more coal in her. And how does she slow? How do we get more engine going? We use the breath. That's it. That's it. When the engine's slowing down, more breath. Okay, keep up and switch arms. Now left in front, right back, and keep that engine going. Very quick. It's like 2 or 3 breaths a second. From the navel point, very quickly. But 30 more seconds.
Hang with me, Sarah. Don't give up.
Hang, hang.
I have to focus so hard just to breathe.
You know, I think one thing's coming through in this class is that this is where the balance is. To do this, you want to be like tough as nails. You really do.
Wow.
You want to be tough, but you want to be able to laugh and smile at the same time. You
Right.
want both qualities. You know, you want to be a very highly disciplined, tough person who has a great sense of humor. That is the combination
I'm going to come
you
out a
want.
new person at the end of this.
Okay, inhale. Exhale, again, sit on your heels, and Ron, you can stay up like this. This is the next movement. So, my palms together, the edge of my palms together as if I'm catching water.
The opening chant.
Oh, we forgot. Well, it's too late to do the opening
We'll
chant.
close it.
Okay, we'll close. I'm sorry. We do an opening chant, and we forgot. But from the heart, into the heart. Okay, inhale out, exhale back in. And head down so that when the hands are back in, you're looking right into your palms. Extend on the inhale, back on the exhale.
Back on you.
Inhale out, exhale in. Inhale out, exhale in. All back to your heart. So we're building our electromagnetic field, but we're also opening our heart. One thing I see a lot with people practicing, especially this form of yoga, is sometimes in class, especially beginners, and this may even happen to you, so don't be shocked. Sometimes people just break out crying. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm sharing with you that this stuff has a great quality of opening your heart up, and sometimes you may even feel something.
Because it's really reaching in.
It really is. It's reaching in and opening, and when it does that, it is understandable that you may be hit on an emotional place that you had never been before, and it would be natural that you'd start crying. Now, I'm not saying this is going to happen to you, but these are the kind of things that do happen.
But it happens to somebody who's more heady.
Especially people who are heady, because they've never opened their heart before.
Get
Okay.
your tissues out, Sarah.
Get your tissue. Inhale
Be crying all the time.
and exhale. And this is our next position right here. Follow me. We're going to come down. And I'm going to be on my knees, and my heels are going to be off the ground. I'm going to be on my elbows, and I'm going to look into my palms. Okay? So that's, you're just breathing long and deep. Looking into your palms. Heels are up and off the ground. Basically, I'm just balancing right now on my elbows and my knees.
And these exercises are to expand the.
This set is for the intention of expanding your
Awareness.
your not just your awareness, it's actually expanding your radiant body. It's expanding your what we would call your electromagnetic field, that kind of this little shield around you, radiant shield around your body. Okay, inhale. And exhale, and now we're going to come into something called the baby pose. So you're still on your heels. Now come leaning forward, palms together, and put your forehead on the floor. And stretch.
Are we supposed to keep our butt on our toes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep your butt down and stretch. And this is a very, it's actually called Guru Pranam. It's baby pose when your arms are next to your body. When you're stretching forward, this is called Guru Pranam. And it's actually almost like a bowing posture, in that in this posture you're very open to what we call grace, that beautiful things come into your life.
I'm going to sit like this all the time.
But it's a very nice position, as you can see, following what we did before. It kind of just really opens you up.
That's a very humbling posture.
Very humbling. People do not understand these days what it really means to bow. But Banu used a very good word. It's humbling. And so it's another part of being a person is to learn how to be humble. So you can have every other quality, but if you're not living in gratitude, then it's all for naught. Okay. Now let's come out of that position and come sitting on our heels still. And now we're going to do the spinal flex. So we've done this in another set. So hands on the thighs, and we're going to start flexing. Inhale, chest is out. Exhale, I'm relaxing back. And get into like the rhythm you hear me going at, okay? Let your spine do all the work. Try to keep your head where it's at and let your spine do all the work. Inhaling, chest out. Exhaling, curving the back backwards. Now, these are very good exercises for making your back and spine very flexible. And they say, you can always measure your health and longevity by the flexibility of your spine. This is a very good exercise called spinal flex, and we use this in Kundalini Yoga quite a bit. Okay, 30 more seconds. Fast as you can. Really come. This is the last exercise we're doing. Really move, move, move. 15 seconds. Okay, inhale. Exhale, and very gracefully now back into cross-legged position. Okay, hands on the knees. or what we call Gyan Mudra, which is your thumb and your index finger together, resting your wrists on your knees, and quiet your mind. Sitting up straight. Inhale deep. And exhale. Shake it all out. Shake, 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 shake. Very good. And I won't say, I don't think we have time for the whole song, but normally
I think
we
we
end
do. We
class.
have a couple
Okay.
minutes.
Okay, we do. So I'm going to sing it through twice, and you'll pick it up.
Sure.
It's in English. Okay. So I sing it through twice, and then we'll do a long Satnam at the end. So hands together.
May we join you if we can?
And you're more than welcome. Would love to join you. If not, just hum along with us. And it's how we end every Kundalini yoga class. So inhale, exhale, inhale. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you. And the pure light within you guide your way on. One more time. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you. And the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. Guide your way on. And then I sing Satnam. And we say Satnam to each other. Satnam. Bless you. Thank you so much for having me. Wow, was that
Great,
fun.
beautiful experience. It was fun and it was a wonderful experience. Honestly, I do feel like I'm transformed into another level. I have never experienced Kundalini before, so thank you.
Thank you.
Harinam Singh Khalsa, I believe, in my books anyway, teacher extraordinaire, I have enjoyed these sessions immensely. Spiritual teacher and counselor, get in touch with Harinam, yogaheaven.com, yogaheaven56@gmail.com. You have made me look at yoga in a totally new light. Before I get feedback from Ron and Sarah, I'd like to thank our director, Josiane Hurd, and Marie Alpha on camera, Stephanie Aline for the studio lights and the settings, body music by Cesar De Para, opening track from Sapta Tandava. On behalf of Sarah Torres, Ron Thomas, and on my behalf, we'd all like to thank you for a beautiful experience. Harinam Singh Khalsa. Please stay in touch with us and with Harinam through his website. He has promised to share his sequences with you, and I think it'll be an amazing, amazing experience for you to join us next time. We would love to have you back.
Thank you.
Sarah and Ron, feedback.
I didn't expect I'd be ready for war, but I'm ready now.